Yes, hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic from chapter 3 metals and non-metals, that is ionic bonding. Ionic bonding. Ionic bonding is formed between the ions, cation and anion. When they mix us together, they will form a ionic bonding, right? But we are going to study about it. How does they form this kind of bonds, right? So we are taking some examples. Suppose sodium chloride. Sodium chloride. So how does we make an ionic bond in the case of sodium chloride? As we can see, first thing is that sodium carries positive charge and chlorine carry a negative charge. So that means that they can form this ionic bonds. For sodium, its outermost shell, its total atomic number is 11, right? Its atomic number is 11. So if we configure it, it will become 281, right? And if we'll calculate about chlorine, its atomic number is 17. So if we configure it, it becomes 287. So what we have to see? We have to see the outermost in the valence shell electrons, number of electrons. So if we talk about sodium, so sodium carries one electron in the outermost shell. So I'll just put it like this, one dot. And if I talk about chlorine, it is carrying 7 electrons in its outermost shell. Right. So what they will do now, to make themselves a bond, it will donate one electron to Cl. Right. So when it will donate, it will become stable, and what it will do, it will carry a positive charge onto it, Na positive, right, because it has donated one electron, and chlorine is accepting one electron, so it will get negative charge, and we are not writing the charges after that, so it will become NaCl, right. This is how we make the chemical formula for sodium chloride. Similarly, we'll take one more example of magnesium oxide. Right, magnesium oxide. So Mg is having 12 electrons in its outermost shell, and oxygen is having 16 electrons in its outermost shell. So it will configure it becomes 282, and it will become 286, right? So Mg is having 2 electrons in the outermost shell, so 2 electrons will come onto it, and chlorine is having 6 electrons in the outermost shell, so 6. So it needs to donate 2 electrons, so to get stable it needs to accept 2 electrons. So it will donate 2 electrons to it, and because it has donated 2 electrons, now what will happen? It will carry a positive 2 charge. And chlorine is accepting 2 electrons, so it will carry, chlorine is accept. So students, one important thing is to understand, like chlorine could not accept 2 electrons, right? So if we can see nicely from here, we have to understand one thing, like it needs to donate 2 electrons. Mg needs to donate 2 electrons, but chlorine could accept only 1 because it is already, okay, it was oxygen, right? Now because it was oxygen, I just thought that it is an chlorine. So it could accept 2 electrons, so it becomes Mg 2 positive, and O has accepted 2 electrons, so it is 2 negative, right? But we will write it down as MgO. We'll write it down as MgO then after to it. So this is how we can study about ionic bonds, and in the next we could also understand its physical and chemical properties in the next video.